The house stood proud, a towering, century-old structure nestled on a quiet street in Westfield, New Jersey. Big windows, manicured lawn, the kind of place that whispered comfort, safety, status. But at night, when the wind slipped through the trees and the lights cast long shadows on the walls, it didn't feel so safe anymore. Something was watching, not a ghost, not quite human, but something with eyes, patience, and a terrifying obsession. It started with a letter, then another, and soon the house was no longer a dream, but a trap. What lived outside the walls, or maybe inside them, still hasn't been found. June 2014, Derek and Maria. Broaddus had just closed on their dream home, 657 Boulevard, a 6-bedroom house in one of the safest suburbs in America. They were preparing to move in with their 3 children when the first letter arrived. It was handwritten, addressed simply, the new owner. The tone was polite at first, but strange. The writer claimed to have been watching the house for decades, just as their father and grandfather had before them. They knew details no stranger should. The Broaddus children's names and ages, the exact layout of the home, even what rooms the kids would sleep in. "Do you need to fill the house with the young blood?" I requested. One letter asked, another warned. "Once I know their names, I will call to them and draw them to me." The couple was terrified. They contacted police, installed security systems, even paused their move-in. But the letters kept coming, more intense, more sinister, each one taunting them, each one signed by the Watcher. Investigators ruled out the previous owners, the Woods family, who'd lived in the house peacefully for decades. The neighborhood was combed. Surveillance was installed. Suspects were questioned, but nothing. No fingerprints, no viable DNA, no credible leads. It was like the Watcher wasn't real. And yet the letters were very, very real. Some neighbors accused the Broadduses of fabricating the whole thing, hoping to back out of the pricey purchase. But that theory didn't explain the letters' eerie knowledge of the home's past, or why previous owners got one letter just before moving out. Years passed. Lawsuits were filed. The Broadduses never moved in. Eventually, they sold the house, at a loss. To this day, no one knows who the Watcher was, or if they're still out there, waiting for new blood to move in. What's most chilling? The last letter. It said simply, "You are despised by the house," and the Watcher won. Imagine being watched before you even unpack a box, and realizing the house isn't yours, you're its. If this story made your skin crawl, hit subscribe. There are more chilling tales where this came from, and they only get weirder. Like this video if the letters creeped you out, and drop your theory in the comments, because someone wrote those words, and they might still be watching.